On the next guest from 973 show, it's someone who makes magic with paper. Atamjit Singh Bawa,
Hi.
popular as the paper model guru in Bahrain.
I would cut paper and try to make a glider out of it. I will try to experiment with paper, put some like a pilot-looking figure in it, and play with it, which I do today as well. If you give me a plane, I will play with it, right? So that's the kind of kid I was. So I thought, okay, let me make an aeroplane. And there was a day after I think 2.5-3 weeks of that effort, a day came when my parts had to join at a single point inside the plane, and that happened. That is why I call it an engineered accident. Okay. And I invented something. It was not really a big invention for me, but I invented something which really made me happy. It really made me wow, like loved it. And then there was a reply from a gentleman from Kentucky, USA. His name is Mr. Divine Barnett, and he told me that there is a hobby called scale paper modeling. And he introduced me to this hobby, and he said that I will send you a PDF file. Just print it out on a 200 GSM paper and read the instructions, cut the parts out, and see how you can fit each part just like a Lego. But you have to glue and cut the parts and glue together. And that was the thing he gave me. They came when I started making this. I purchased a scalpel, a medical scalpel blade.
Yeah.
And I kind of made that plane, small plane, and sent the pictures to Mr. Divine Barnett. Same again, very low resolution pictures. Then he was very impressed. He said, "Wow, this is good. I'd never expected you would be able to make it in the first attempt." And he said that my first model, I remember his words. Like he said, "My first model was nowhere to be seen, but you have done an amazing job, Atamjit." And then he sent me another file, and he said that this is the level up. So that the first file which he sent me was only one PDF page. So there were around 70-80 parts, small parts on that PDF. The second file he sent me was around 9 to 10 PDF pages. Like it's 10 times more complicated model, but it's a bigger model. 1:48 scale, so 48 times smaller than the original plane. It's like this kind of size. So it was F4U Corsair, and Corsair happened to be one of the most famous World War II airplanes. I started making that plane as well, and it came out even better than the first plane. And because that's my thing, right? I was like, my God, it came out so well. I mean, I made the entire ribs inside. The skeleton was there with paper. Even the cockpit, the cockpit had an opening. You can open the cockpit. You would see all the avionics inside, and the propeller would move. If you remove the propeller, you will see the components of the engine. Everything was made out of paper, and that was the thing. Like I was born to do that. And I mean, that was the time when I sent him the pictures. He was like, "Atam, you have done something really amazing, and this is only the second attempt." And then he posted that pictures on the front page of his website.
Okay.
And in 2003, 2004, and that time, like it was, as internet was very new, I was on the cover page of a very famous website from US because he was a very famous guy in US.
Thank you for that, taking us through your journey. I would call it Ricky's Prem Kahani with machines.
Yes.
I love the narrative, starting with that love for machines, your perspectives. You repeatedly said that you were born for this.
Yes.
That's called passion. And I can see that passion in every word that you've taken here tonight. And the journey from that little boy who dreamt of his paper models to hashtag the guy with an airplane on his glasses. Am I right?
Yes,
Did I say that right?
You're right.
I always see you sporting an airplane, that paper model on your glass.
Yes.
Now you have a tricolor. It's an Indian.
It's an Indian flag, yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I've seen you with others as well. So you have different ones that you replace?
I keep experimenting with different colors.
But you always go out with one on.
I've never stepped out of my house since 2017 November.
Okay.
So since I have always been a person who would do something unique, and I was thinking that Atam, every artist has a physical identity. Like when you see an artist, right, they carry an aura with them, and then they also carry sometimes some physical identity. I thought that let me have some physical identity that people would recognize me with that identity, but it has to do something with my hobby, like what my passion is, aeroplanes. So fine, okay, let's think of something like aeroplanes. Then I remember that, okay, let me wear my brand. Like I didn't have any brand at that time, but let me see what I can do with aeroplanes. Let me make a small plane, paper plane, because when you think of paper, the first thing you think of is paper plane. Anybody, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then paper plane is
That's a very
something everybody
thing.
connects with.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So it has to do with paper plane. And I said, okay, it was just an idea that, okay, why not I experiment putting on my glasses? Because I always wear my glasses and I take care of my glasses, and paper plane would not even have any effect on the weight of the glasses. It's paper, it's very small, it's nothing. So Tejas was my first plane which I made. I made it with blue and green fluorescent paper. It was not a Tiranga, but I just made some random fluorescent paper. I wore it and I went to office next day, 2017. And I knew that people are going to ask me. But when I was in the elevator going to the office, right? So I saw people looking at me like this, like like there is something weird about this guy, Okay. It does look weird. And then I used to started getting comments like, "Sir, there is some leaf on your glasses, or some butterfly sitting on your glasses, or why you are carrying a Christmas tree on your glasses."
Okay.
Right? So I knew that this PR thing is working for me. People are asking me what it is, because that was my purpose. And then I would tell them a story that I'm putting a plane on my glasses because I'm a paper artist, my first paper model. The story which I told you, I would tell them briefly. So it was it has been a very good ice breaking thing for me. And 7 years now, I think 2017, right? 6 years. I've never stepped out of my house without wearing.
How many of this kind have you made?
I think I've made 5 different things: MiG-21, LCA Tejas, Sukhoi 30, F-16 of Bahrain.
Okay.
And there's one, no, only I think 4.
Is there any criteria which
And
you
Rafale.
apply to make these, which you pick on what model to make?
It's a good question, Raji, because considering the size, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I always make planes which have delta wing. So MiG-21, Tejas, Sukhoi, Rafale, and I've used fluorescent paper because I want the Tiranga to shine.
Okay.
So, I just love my country. And
all of us are, proud
And
Indians.
I wear this very proudly.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
most of the time you would see me wearing Tiranga only. Sometimes I experiment with different colors, but mostly it's F-16 of Bahrain happened recently when I was going to exhibit my models first time in Bahrain. So I wanted to do something for Bahrain. So, and again, it has to do something with airplanes. It always starts with airplanes for me. So I thought, okay, let me make some kind of an art with F-16s of Bahrain with red and white color. So I made a Bahrain flag, a small artwork. With the flag was made out of red and white Bahrain F-16 airplanes. So that's what made the flag, and everybody loved it. And then I started wearing F-16 on my glasses for some time. Then I switched back to Indian Tiranga.
Okay. Yeah, it was fair enough. You gave it back to your host country,
Yeah.
then gone back to your home country. It's all of airplanes. But right now, I see in front of you a bike.
Yes.
And this has been a very popular model of yours, isn't it? Is it very fragile?
It is indeed very
How
fragile.
old is it?
Haji. The weight is not more than 50 grams, 50
Yeah.
grams. And this is my brand ambassador, basically.
Yeah, how old is it? When
This
did
is
you make it?
2009, 14 years old.
14 years.
Yeah.
So you must be having a special case for it.
Yeah, I carry it in my glass acrylic box, and then
Okay.
I have a custom-made handbag, which I always take it in my cabin. I'd never check in this thing. It's always in my cabin. It's my
Okay.
cabin luggage.
Okay.
And wherever I've gone, traveled, and worked in different countries, this has always been there. So people have seen this. Whenever people saw me, I made sure that they saw this.
Yeah.
What I do is, when I complete a model, right, I plug the same aeroplane from my glasses and put it there. Because that plane has seen the journey.
The journey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
it becomes part of that memory.
The journey has been beautiful and is going very strong. Tell us about the future. What are the new things that's added to your collections?
The kind of person I am, right? This point keeps on coming in my life. That what next?
What next?
What is the next unique thing you're going to do, Atam? So I happen to as I said, I happen to exhibit a few of my models in Bahrain. And when I was exhibiting, right, I was with a lot of other artists who were all oil painters or acrylic painters, and I started observing how they talk about their art. Because for me, at the end of the day, this is a machine. I can only talk so much about a machine in form of an art. It remains a machine and it remains a craft. How to make art? Yeah. How to become an artist? I have been a craftsman all my life. How to become an artist? So that transition happened. I knew that paper is going to be my thing. So I started thinking that let me make something which I can put on canvas. And then I continued with it. I started making Batman, Joker, a portrait of Joker with the black background. It kind of a cartoonized portrait with layers on it. So there were 4 different papers with 4 different layers. So when you see it from the front, you would see some kind of depth. So, but it's not really a paper model. It's a paper art. And I would like to show you what I've recently made.
Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at it.
How an astronaut would look at Bahrain from satellite. That's the thing which I came up with. So this is a very precise map of Bahrain, actually. If you see Durat Bahrain and all those things, all the islands are there. And then I, with my imagination and a bit of studying the topology of Bahrain, the elevation map. So I came up with these layers of, bringing it outwards. So there are 11 different layers, and which make this beautiful island of Bahrain with paper. Yes.
Indeed. It's looking all the more beautiful with a blue shade to it,
Yeah.
like the ocean.
Yeah, this is actually, this is an experiment which came out well. So I wanted to see the effect of blue glass on white thing.
Have you named this something?
Bahrain Blues.
Bahrain Blues?
Yes.
Yeah. I knew that you would have some specific names for every project of yours. Great. So, the Patrika Gate was also nice.
So Patrika Gate is basically a start of a series of art which I've just started. So Patrika Gate is a reflection of a very beautiful monument of India. So if you see the artwork, it's a reflection. So the gate is there and then you have reflection. And with my art, I want people to be able to reflect within themselves to find the inner beauty. So if your beauty lies within you, the happiness lies within you. The purpose of my art is to get that feeling into the eyes of the audience, and maybe they'll be able to smile. And that's what I want to do right now. I mean, no big plans. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Atamjeet, for this wonderful session. Yes, may Lady Luck keep smiling at you. And we look forward to having more of such creative outputs from you. Reflections or perspectives, as you would say, all those lovely words that you picked right from the dream to the magic that you're creating every bit. Thank you so much for joining us. It was indeed a great journey.
It has been my pleasure, Raji. Always. Thank you so much.
Right.